All right, I want to talk to you about snakes, about handling of snakes. It's a lovely wet afternoon, getting a light drizzle, and I'm in the KBR Park, which is an urban forest, and I am standing in a place which is probably, you could call it a snake heaven, because it's got rocks everywhere. As you can see, there's this tree here, the rocks at my feet, nice crevices and so on and so forth. So it's ideal snake habitat for snakes to be there. Now, why am I talking about snakes? Because snakes are very much a part of our life. And the problem, however, is that most of us are pre-programmed to kill snakes. So the standard option for most people is, the moment they see a snake, is to kill it. Now that is about the worst thing that you can do. I'm not talking about it from purely a kindness aspect. I'm saying this because snakes are among the most beneficial of creatures. One of the biggest benefits of snakes is that snakes control rodents. If we didn't have snakes, then we would be overrun with rats and mice. Snakes also control other snakes, king cobras. Interestingly, it's not part of the cobra family at all, although the name cobra is there in it. King cobras eat and kill and eat other snakes, including poisonous snakes. So snakes are very beneficial. Now, we, however, have this preconditioned response to snakes, which is we think they are creepy, we think they are slimy, we think they are vindictive, we think that snakes only like to kill. Let me tell you, those are qualities of people, not of snakes. So don't worry about snakes. Now, how must you handle snakes? What must you do? First and foremost, must you handle snakes at all? Short answer, no. If you see a snake in a place like this, which is a snake habitat, what must you do? Walk away, because the snake is in a place where he is supposed to be, and you are in a place where you are not supposed to be. So just go away. Leave the snake alone, let him live his life, you walk away. If you see a snake, however, in two kinds of places, one is in your home, or if you see a snake in a place where the snake needs to be rescued, otherwise the snake is likely to be killed, then you need to know what to do. First of all, why would you find a snake in your house? Snakes are cold-blooded animals, meaning that they cannot regulate their body temperature like we do. So they need to be in the right kind of environment to regulate the temperature of their bodies. So if the outside environment where the snake is, if it is too hot, the snake might come into your nice air-conditioned bedroom. If the outside temperature is too cold, then the snake might come into your nice heated bedroom. Snakes, for example, will come into the bathroom because it has water and because it's cool. In the hot weather, you might find a snake there. However, let me assure you, that will happen only if you have a house which is in a place like where I'm standing, which has a forest around it, a house on a farm, a house which has fields around it, a house which has a large garden, which is not how most people live nowadays. Most people live in apartment buildings, on higher floors and so on, so don't worry about snakes, you will never find one. However, if you live in a place like this, or you have gone somewhere on a holiday in a resort and so forth, and you find that there is a snake inside the house, now what must you do? Very simple. Open the door of the room, give the snake access to going out, make sure that there is no one in the way and you don't stand in the way. Then take a long stick and tap the floor near the snake, encouraging it to move out. The snake will move out, and once the snake is gone, that's the end of the story. Don't touch the snake at all, either with your hand or with the stick or with anything, and ensure that there is nobody in the way. Safety comes absolutely first. Don't drive the snake into people, because then you might have accidents. So therefore, tap the ground, the floor with your stick, and the snake will be gone. If you find a snake, however, in another place, which is, for example, I was in Sri Lanka, and we were in Yala National Park. We were in the bungalow there, and one afternoon, after a nice heavy meal, we were all five friends of mine and myself. We were kind of semi-comatose when a man came running. The cook's assistant came running, and he said, there is a Russell's viper. So we got up and we ran. What had happened was that the sink was blocked, And if I tell you, think of 10 reasons why the sink is blocked, you wouldn't say a sink is blocked because a baby python lost its way, but that's exactly what happened. This baby python, it wasn't a Russell viper at all. It was a baby python which went up the drain pipe of the sink because there were frogs. We had lots of small frogs, and he was chasing frogs, and he blocked the thing up. And when the cook's assistant put a stick down the drain, this snake dropped out. The man jumped out of his skin and he came running. Now, when I found this, of course, the instant response of most people was kill the snake. I said, no, this is not even a poisonous snake. In any case, you don't want to kill it. So let us take this snake. And I picked it up and I put it back in the forest, and you will see a video of that in this.
It's a python. Not a
Have you caught snakes like that? Shake. It is coming here.
Yes. Give me. It's a python.
Python. He will jump at you. Oh my God! We are expert on Shake. You are a snake expert now. My God! You have caught it in this place, I think. Anaconda style, na?
Bite, shake out. I think that's the only way. Where is the water? Give me the water. Wash it. It's but dirty.
You want to wash it?
Leave it there. Go. Further reminder. Adventure. Small one. Hey, I thought Tandy block out.
That's why the water is flowing.
That's why, because this fellow was there, no?
That
is why water was blocked. This fellow went inside. Okay.
You want some water, no?
Anyway, let him go. He'll get.
Catch and release.
Go, leave it.
Another time, but just about 2 weeks ago, I had gone somewhere. I came back on a late night flight. I was coming home from the airport, and on the way at about 1 o'clock in the morning, I saw a lot of people gathered on the road. I stopped my car. I went to see what was happening, and there was a python, a rock python, which had come out from this same forest here, and it had gone across the main road, and it had got stuck because it came up to a road divider. It didn't know where to go, and a lot of well-meaning people, they were not trying to kill it very unexpectedly. They were actually trying to save it from the traffic. They managed to do that, but in the process they surrounded the snake so that the snake had nowhere to go. So I picked up that snake. Of course, people were, oh, uncle, don't touch it, you will die. And I said, I will not die, leave it alone, because if I don't touch it, if I don't pick it up and put it back where it belongs, are you going to stand here all night guarding the snake? So that made some sense to them. So I went and I picked up that python and I brought it and put it back in this forest here. Now that is the kind of situation where you would need to do that.
से जाना पड़ता है
सर नहीं तो उधर छोड़ेंगे सर उधर सर
टैंकी है ना टैंकी पार्क में छोड़
जंगल है ना उधर जंगल है बड़ा जंगल है उधर छोड़ दो
sticks, the more he will. लपटता और जितना भी लपट नहीं दे उतना लपट.
अंकल एक बार पलटिए जरा.
Now, if you are in that situation, what must you do? First and foremost, you must be able to recognize snakes. There are venomous snakes and there are non-venomous snakes. People say poisonous. A snake is not poisonous. A snake has venom which it injects into its prey in order to paralyze it, in order to kill it so that it can eat it. That's what a venomous snake is. So it is very important for you to be able to identify what you are looking at. Are you looking at a venomous snake or are you looking at a non-venomous snake? The simplest thing to do is go on Google and look at the snakes in your area. Familiarize yourself with the main features of the snakes. It is not difficult at all. You can easily recognize the major snakes that are in your area. It is important to do that in your area because snakes, the enormous variety of snakes, and they differ all over the world. So the snakes in this place will be very different from the snakes in Colorado or the snakes in China or something. So make sure that you know your snakes. So familiarize yourself with that. Now, if it's a venomous snake, what must you do? First and foremost, call the experts. If you are in a place where there is something like snakes, friends of the snake society, or if there are forest rangers or somebody, phone them, call them, make sure the environment is safe, that the snake is not, neither the snake is in danger nor people are in danger, and then the experts will come and they will take the snake away. If you are, however, in a situation like I was, in Yala, we didn't have anybody there. Here, 2 o'clock in the night, across the main road, there was nobody there. And if you have to deal with a snake, now what must you do? Very simple. What you do is find yourself a Y-shaped stick. Now take that stick and pin the snake down over the neck. Now this is the head of the snake, which is the business end of the snake. A snake can only harm you with its mouth and nothing else. Everything else of the snake is safe. It's only the mouth you have to worry about. So take your Y stick with a long handle and put it like this over the snake to pin it down so that it stays in one place. Now that's important to do, otherwise the snake will thrash around and so on and so forth. But when you are doing that, please make sure that you don't press so hard that you break the neck of the snake. You don't want to harm the snake. The stick should be, the Y should be such that you just pin it there, it can't move. The head is there. Now with your hand, pick up the snake like this from the back. So if you are holding the snake, but you need to hold the snake from the back of the neck, like this, from the back of the neck. If you hold the snake here, it will bend down, it can still bite you. So you never hold the snake from below. Hold the snake from above, where the snake cannot do anything to you. Then pick up the snake, and then if it's a long snake especially, support the body of the snake with your other hand. Now in the process, you will find that if it's a particularly long snake, like it happened, you will see in the video, like it happened with the python which I was carrying, it was about 9 feet long. So this snake was almost double my height. So this snake now was, well, I'm not 4.5 feet, but you know what I mean. So the snake was about 9 feet long. So this snake now, it wrapped itself around my leg. It then left that, it wrapped itself around my waist. Let it do that. There's no problem, no harm to you, as long as you are holding the snake from the back of the neck. Now when you're holding as well, use this kind of a grip, three fingers and thumb, and depending on how big the snake is, you might have to use the whole hand, but hold it in a way which is firm but gentle. Don't squeeze too hard because you will break the ribs, you will break the neck of the snake. You don't want to injure the snake. Hold it like that where it is safe. And then support the body, because it's very uncomfortable for the snake. It's painful for the body to be dragged on the ground. If you are causing pain to the snake will struggle. If the snake is struggling, it might get away, and then there is trouble. So make sure that the snake feels safe in your hand. So hold it firmly, support the body, and then take it to where you are taking it. Now, if you are close, like I was the other day, which was just across the road from this forest, I just walked across the road and I put the snake in the forest. That was the end of the story. But if you are far away, then you need to secure the snake, for which you need a bag. A pillowcase is a bag, a gunny sack is a bag, a canvas bag, any kind of bag which will hold the snake. Put the snake into the bag and then tie the neck of the bag with a twine or a rope. and then take the bag and put it in your vehicle in which you are going to transport the snake to a place where it is safe to release it. Now, when you're putting the snake in the vehicle, please be sure that the floor of the vehicle is not hot, because as I told you, they are cold-blooded animals. If you put it on a hot surface, it's going to be injured or it's going to get agitated. If the floor is hot, put it in an empty seat so that the snake is comfortable. Do not hold that bag in your lap. There have been instances of people being bitten through the cloth because they were holding the snake. The snake is loose inside the bag, remember? So you don't want to hold that in your hand, and you don't want to keep it in your lap. And even if you put it on the floor, don't keep your feet near that, because accidents can happen. Same rule, whether it's a poisonous snake or a venomous snake or a non-venomous snake, ensure that you follow all safety procedures. Do not be loose and lax with non-venomous snakes, because remember, the snake has no venom, but like the python, for example, it has some very nasty teeth, and it can give you a very bad bite, which can infect, and it can it can cause you trouble. Even if nothing happens, it is highly painful. You don't want that. Of course, if it's a venomous snake, then there's even more trouble. So apply the safety principles that I told you to every kind of a snake. Now, I hope you have a snake-free life. But if you do find a snake, then don't worry about it, don't get agitated, and definitely don't kill the snake. Rescue the snake if the snake needs rescue, or leave the snake alone if that is the best thing to do. All the best to you. I hope you like this video. I'm going to be talking to you about different things like this. Tune into this channel for more such videos, and let us know if you like this so that we can do more for you. Thank you very much for watching. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.